I haven't made a YouTube video in 2 years for various reasons. However, this product and service has caught my attention. So imagine waiting around for the perfect key set to theme your setup with, hoping someone will design it, or maybe you're gonna just buy a derivative of a design that you have in mind. You have no knowledge of designing or rendering or organizing a group buy and getting a minimum amount of orders to get that group buy pushed to actually getting printed. They're just too many parts to that process to list here, but now you can actually just go to your web browser, design some keycaps on a website, and just get them printed. A true one-off design meant just for you. There are just hundreds of key sets out there with different themes, colorways, profiles, and layouts to fit all sorts of wacky, fun, and serious keyboards, if you will. And that's the beauty I find behind this rectangle on my desk. But let's take it one step further with these keycaps from Yuzu. I completely designed and customized this keycap set. I found some key sets that are similar to these colors here, but nothing was exactly how I wanted it. I wanted these to match a particular watch that I fancy. So the theme matches, in my eyes, quite closely to that. What really caught my attention was not only the level of customization available, but how the keycaps are in partnership with Creative, which I have had great results with past key sets, and this partnership is one of the driving factors behind the print quality and color palette availability. Designing the keycaps is fairly straightforward. I couldn't believe how easy it was to put together a quick set of keycaps. The first thing you do is pick out your layout, and honestly, I'm surprised with how much variety there is for different layouts. I thought it would offer the basic layouts like, a TKL and a 60, a 65%, and a full size, but there are multiple sizes and also brand specific layouts. And if that isn't enough for you, you can customize your layout as you see fit. For me, I started with the base kit, which seemed to have everything I needed for whichever keyboard I had on hand, minus the numpad, of course. The UI has changed actually several times since I've been using it for the last couple of months, but it's mostly straightforward. Now, I won't be walking you through a tutorial on how to design the keycaps, but there are quick guides available. However, they are quite limited and they're not directly available through the site, which is a change I hope to see in the future. You can change and customize a lot beyond the layout. You can change the color of the alphas, modifiers, arrow keys. You can even change the modifier icons if you want. You can remove them, which is what I did. You also have the availability to have per key customization, where you can change the font size, the positioning, the color for each key and each layer that is on that specific key. It's just insane. Also, you have the choice between cam or cherry profile keycaps. I would love to see an SA profile in the future, but this is more than enough to suffice, and I'm quite happy with the level of customization here. When I first heard about a customization service for a key set, I thought it was going to be very surface level. Maybe choose 2 colors and pick a font style at most, but this level of customization is something I'm trying to wrap my head around the logistics of. It's truly mind-boggling. Oh, and one last thing, you can add novelty keys as well. There's a wide array of novelty icons that are already available, so there's a huge library of just picture-based icons that you can choose from for your novelty keycaps. And there's plenty for me to make my key set my own, to theme it after this particular watch. And believe it or not, there is a way to add your own icons as well. There is a guide for it, however, it requires knowledge of using Figma, and it can be a bit tricky to get everything working, which I can imagine. For the sake of this video, I stuck with the default library of icons. I didn't want to try to get ahead of myself here. Once everything is finalized and you submit your order, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get to your front door, at least for me. There is a sign-off process in which you are sent an actual photo of the key set and you sign for it to be shipped out to you. I absolutely love this step, to have a manual process in place to make sure everything looks the way it was meant to. All of this for the price of $114 for this particular base kit, which, considering everything just mentioned, seems very reasonable. And you don't have to spend $114 on a base kit. You can get a smaller base kit if you wish and get it at an even lower price point. All these customization options are still available for those smaller layouts. The key set is packaged nicely in a compact format between these 2 boxes instead of a large rectangular box. The keycaps sit in these nice plastic trays, which is fine for me. I just appreciate the nice form factor for these trays and boxes because they're pretty compact. As for the keycaps themselves, these are PBT and dye sublimated. The only trade-off is you won't get those super high contrast values as ABS can pull off. So you won't get those super dark, rich colors that you can get from ABS, which which is an expectation that I already have because I have PBT keycaps myself, but I want to make that expectation for whoever might be considering this. And this is a well-known trade-off for PBT dye sublimated keycaps. So for 85 to 90% of the richness and color contrast as ABS is pretty good, and they don't shine, which is an added plus in this darker color. As for the color and to set expectations, the color from the website to the real life keys are very close. This is about what I expected from what the color depiction was on the website. It is important to note that the color on the color picker on the website is the actual color representation, not the rendered version on the site. That is for demonstration purposes only. So I feel as though the colors of the keycaps were represented pretty accurately, at least for my own personal example. The legends are crisp and uniform as well as the color. Granted, I only went with 2 different colors here. I didn't get too crazy with this. I originally did, but I had to tone it back a little bit. But this is still a testament from sample to finish. The keycaps themselves weren't so much the question on my mind as to quality, since I have purchased and used creative keycaps before, but more so about the entire process start to finish and seeing how the final product would turn out. Overall, I'm very pleased with the level of customization here and the validation process and the color options and the layout compatibility, and most importantly, the price it asks for. Altogether, I think they all align very nicely. I don't really have anything negative to say here except to ask for more user guides directly on the site. The UI is refined, and when something like this is usually implemented, it's very tedious and it's more so function based rather than user friendly. It kind of makes up for not having the guides immediately available. However, I would still like to see them. Now, I do try to sift out if there's any special treatment towards the influencer compared to the customer, which is hard to determine for myself. I searched through Reddit along the keyboard related subs and mostly found positive reviews of other people's experiences. I noted that some people mentioned other options and colors that they wanted to see, and it seems as though they have added those features in as time went on, so it looks like they listened to user feedback, which is really important. Either way, this is an impressive blend of many factors coming together to work harmoniously without much, if any, headache. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.